What's up, everybody? It's your boy, OK. Everything is O. Stop your shit. Alright. So, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm a huge person. I'm a person that makes. I'm a person that have made huge mistakes. There you go. That's how you word it right. Like, I have made huge mistakes. Like, I think we can all be honest. There's a reason why they say the figment or image of a Jesus Christ died for our sins. Maybe he sinned himself. I don't believe if that man really lived on this earth and he lived for 33 years that he didn't commit one fucking sin. You're gonna tell me he didn't like kill a mosquito, or like slaughter an ant, or didn't like eat any meat, or didn't like, you're gonna tell me he didn't do nothing bad to nobody? You're gonna tell me that if somebody was beating him up, he didn't defend himself and beat that other guy up back or hit that other guy back? He just took a beating. You're gonna tell me that? You're gonna tell me that there's a fake? Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody fucks up. Everybody. Like, there's people that fuck up for us to witness it on camera. Look at this. Like, I know a lot of us don't like look at politics and politicians and all this shit, but don't you find it a little bit weird that our public officials are even in the tabloids, on the news, with any type of scandals or controversies? Like, you guys are elected. You guys are elected to take care of us. You guys are elected to take care of us, and not only take care of us, but like protect our values and our interests. So that means that you're supposed to be better than us. But even yet them, how many politicians have fucking sleep with underage girls and do all this crazy? Look at all the scandals surrounding the Clintons and fucking Epstein and fucking. Come on, look at Bohemian Grove. That's all the powers that be over there, according to Alex Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at all these things. There's a reason why Sam Tripoli can survive with a podcast like that and talk about the greater hires that be, and he gets kicked off of Apple Music and YouTube. Like, he gets kicked off when he interviews the wrong person or says the wrong thing. And it's not only about the CDC and coronavirus. Like, legitimately, they'll block episodes. People in power are probably the most corrupted ones, and still, they're in power. I'm not excusing them from anything that you've done. Anything that's bad is bad. When you do something bad, you do something bad. All I'm just trying to bring to the forefront, just to the surface, so everybody understands and not be naive toward the fact, because there's not one human being that is either a God, if there is whatever a God, or be perfect. There's no such thing as perfection. There's a yin and a yang, a up and a down, a good and a bad, an in and an out. I say it all the time. So it's okay. Not that it's okay, but understand people make mistakes. What really is the topic of conversation is, I think it's okay to say sorry. As much as that shit eats you up inside, as much as that shit may eat you up, as much as you may not want to do it, as much as you may refrain and hold back from it, you may think that it leaves you smaller, or you're taking away from yourself. Yo, even if it doesn't get you nowhere, it's okay to apologize. Like, it's okay to apologize. I have done so many bad things to people. I have broke people's trust. I have backstabbed people. I have lied to people. I have stolen from people. And when I say people, I'm not even only mentioning people in an outside of my circle basis. I'm talking about my circle got completely broken up and distorted because I've done these things to people. I still have my wits about me as a man, as a person, as a human being, to apologize, even if it doesn't get me nowhere. Even if I can't wrong no rights. I can't wrong how I make your heart feel. If I make your heart feel a certain way towards me, if your mind tells you stay away from me and your heart tells you just don't do it, I can't right those things. I've already wronged them too much. I've already damaged that foundation too much. I can no longer fix that feeling. Feel me? The only thing I can do is apologize. Whether it falls on deaf ears or not, it does not matter. Apologizing is okay. It is okay. Whether you think it has no value, it doesn't matter. If you've done something wrong, say I'm sorry. I think it's as simple as that. That's what the word was made for. Those words I'm sorry were made for, yo, I fucked up. And it might not get you back the shit that you had. Because everybody knows the shit hasn't gotten me back the shit that I had. I don't dwell on the past. I'm not crying over it. But you have to succumb and admit to it. Like, you have to admit to it. There's a reason for things not being. And your apologies didn't get you the power or permission to fix those things. So I'm not saying an I'm sorry holds the weight of the world to get things done. But an I'm sorry is a good start in the right direction if you really care about the situation that you fucked up upon. Yo, I'm sorry has gotten me out of tickets. Yo, I'm sorry has gotten me out of being a tyrant, saying the wrong things, and knowing I shouldn't have said it, but I blurted it out, and all I had to do was apologize for it. Not saying I'm sorry has had people hold grudges against me for years. For years. And you know what? I can't even be a hypocrite. I hold grudges against people for not apologizing to me. It's not that I need it. It's not that I need their friendship. It's not about that. It's just, it's there. It's the fact. The fact that they didn't have the ability to recognize that they couldn't at least just say, sorry, my bad, and keep it moving is the same reason why I'll go ahead and say, until that happens, I don't have to feel like I have to take my grudges away. When that happens, though, that's it. The ball's in my corner. I'm disabled now. You disable a person with an I'm sorry. Somebody saying I'm sorry to me has prevented me from beating his face in. From absolutely beating his face in broad daylight at 11 in the morning with a witness. Like, just because, even if he lied in the moment, the fact that he apologized and is still apologetic refrains me from beating his ass. That I'm sorry can save you. That I'm sorry can actually save you. That I'm sorry can go ahead and prevent people from hurting you and taking out their anger on you. Because when you say I'm sorry, it actually shows some goddamn humility. It shows that you're a human being and you care. And I ain't saying that fucking Jeffrey Dahmer or fucking the Manson dude. Or I'm not saying fucking the Waco dude, Dave Koresh. I'm not saying that fucking Jim Jones. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that these people can just apologize for what they did and it's all good. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying when you rape or molest a little kid, you could say I'm sorry and it's all good. I'm not saying when you murder, you could say I'm sorry and it's all good. I'm not saying none of that. I'm not saying that when you lie, cheat, steal, when you backstab, you could say I'm sorry and it's all good. I'm not saying none of that. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying by any means necessary. I'm not saying none of that. You had no permissions to do those things. You would, if you never did any of those things, intentionally or unintentionally, you would never be put into a position where you would have to be apologetic towards it. If you really think about where you break it down, the I'm sorry is just a foot in the right direction to show you actually give a fuck. Because don't say I'm sorry if you don't. There's a very good philosophy. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. It is. Once you fucked up and once you did something wrong, you fucked up. That's it. You already took out the feeling and the want of having consideration for the situation or the person or the circumstance at hand. You fucked up. You know, I'm only talking about situations where you know you fucked up. I'm not really talking about where you fucked up unintentionally. Because if you fucked up unintentionally, you apologize, you're apologetic, and usually the shit works itself out. I'm talking about when you fuck up on purpose and you don't want to accept that you fucked up. You don't want to accept your own, that you can't even bring yourself to an apology. I've apologized for things that I haven't even done just because I felt like I played a role in them. You ever felt like you didn't, not that you did something to somebody. Look, dark hair. There you go, a little bit brighter. Not that you did something to somebody like intentionally, but maybe you said something wrong. Like I said, maybe you hanging out with somebody, like maybe you were hanging out with somebody, and the person, person that you mess with or talk to or anything, didn't know you hang out with them. Maybe you made an unintentional step. I'm not speaking about those. I think those could be corrected. I'm really talking about when you make a step on purpose. When you do something and it might put you in a position that you might have to be apologetic to somebody. When you purposely say something. And the way you get back is because they care. And you can say, yo, I'm sorry, I really didn't mean it. And they can really feel what you're saying. They can really be like, I know you really didn't mean it. I know you're apologetic about it. I understand. That's what an I'm sorry can get you. It may not get you nowhere, but it may get you back to exactly where you wanted to be. DMX said it. At least DMX said it in the best way that I understand it. If you love something, you let it go. If it comes back, then you know it's yours. If you love something, sometimes you have to let it go. Sometimes I'm sorry. That I'm sorry is a let go. Whatever you did is a let go. That I'm sorry can bring it back. That I'm sorry can bandage it. That I'm sorry can fix it. Sometimes. I myself am very appreciative of the fact that I have at least got a little bit back from what I've had. I had family, I had friendship, I had love, and because of things that I've done, not to say that I don't have love and all that shit now, but it's different when you watch people's growth from afar and you can't be a part because you broke the bridge. No, I'm sorry could fix that. No, I'm sorry could fix that. But at least they give me the permission to watch them with a scope. You dig? Like with a scope from deep. Like from deep. I can hit them on social media platforms. I could talk to them. We could be in group messages. We can't always be in each other's presence because there's always a stigma. I did something wrong. But missing somebody so much that I'm sorry, when you say I'm sorry, now it becomes powered a little bit. Now there's a little bit of power there because they know I missed them. But I know I can't have them there I wanted to. Due to the fact I'm apologetic over it, they understand that that's always the truth within me. I didn't really mean to. We all fuck up. We all do things. And sometimes we do things we can't ever take back. It's the truth. But an I'm sorry can give you a great step forward into trying to repair something. Yo, with that, it's your boy, OK? Everything is over. Stop your shit. I'm out of here, y'all. Have a good week.